How's it going, fellow 49ers fans? Red and Gold Empire here. Today I wanted to kind of discuss the recent state of the franchise video that the San Francisco 49ers put out. It was an hour-long plus video where it was 49ers president, the 49ers GM John Lynch, 49ers CEO and owner Jed York. I don't know, some of those titles might be wrong. Jed York's the owner. I don't know who's the CEO. He might be the CEO too. I'm not really sure. Anyway, you can see how much research I've done. We're going to discuss their State of the Franchise video that the 49ers put out, where they spoke to the media and a bunch of fans and stuff. They started off talking to 49ers President Al Guido, who said that the state of the franchise, quote, couldn't be stronger, which I would argue is not true, because the state of the franchise would be significantly stronger if we had won the Super Bowl back in February. But aside from that, he also said, of this coming season that we got to go get it done, and that we're set up to do so, it being winning the Super Bowl, which, again, we were set up to do it last year. We just couldn't get it done. The 49ers President Al Guido went on to say that our division is tough for the 2024 season, and that the Lions gave us a run for our money in the NFC Championship game. Which, yes, they definitely did give us a run for our money. I would argue, and I think a lot of people would agree, that if the 49ers didn't get incredibly lucky, and the Detroit Lions didn't make mistakes during that game, with regards to not kicking field goals, the 49ers would have lost that game, and we wouldn't have even been in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, you can't expect that to happen again, and to get that lucky again, and to be able to come back down, I think it was 24-7 in the playoffs again, because we're not going to get that lucky again this year. So anyways, 49ers President Al Guido went on to say that to finish it off and to get the 6th Lombardi trophy is the goal for 2024, which again, that's been the goal since like 2012 when the Niners lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Anyway, forgive my pessimism, but also get used to it. He also went through some business stuff. The Levi's Stadium is going to host the World Cup, a World Cup in the near future. I didn't catch the year on that. But the stadium is also going to be hosting the Super Bowl during the 2026 season. So not this coming Super Bowl, and not the one after that, but the one after that. So that'll be interesting. It would be really awesome if the 49ers could make it to that Super Bowl, but let's just worry about the year ahead, huh? 49ers President Al Guido went on to say that Kyle Shanahan will put us in the best position to win, and that the team is hustling to take back the Lombardi trophy, which again, we were in the good position to win last year. We were hustling to take home the Lombardi trophy last year. It's easier said than done, is what I'm saying. And I get that it's the president of the organization, and he's talking to the media and the fans, and so obviously they're gonna be putting up, being positive about it. I'm just tired of seeing them lose in the fucking playoffs. Anyway, moving on. Next, they brought in 49ers owner and possible CEO Jed York, 49ers GM, general manager John Lynch, and the 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan. Started off talking to Kyle. Shanahan said of Brock Purdy that he has a solid foundation and that he is totally dedicated and extremely talented. Which, is all good, all great. Shanahan also said something that I found to be very interesting. He said this of Brock Purdy, and I quote, "Whatever he goes through, he gets stronger." Which I think is a pretty good sign, because so I don't know how many of you are familiar with the anime series Dragon Ball Z. If you're not familiar with it, I mean, it's pretty dang ubiquitous. But if you're not familiar with it, it's essentially about aliens who fight, like, martial arts and stuff, and like they can fly and all that good stuff. This alien race is called the Saiyans. Saiyan biology consists of this thing, it's a plot device for the show. But essentially, every time a Saiyan fights and like loses really badly or is brought to the brink of death, they get exponentially stronger. Which is kind of how I see Kyle's description of Brock Purdy. Whatever he goes through, he gets stronger. If you think about it, man, Brock Purdy's rookie season, injured in the NFC Championship game, so didn't get past that point. His sophomore season, the 2023 season, the Super Bowl we just had, loses in the Super Bowl. So he got past the NFC Championship game, despite everything, and then lost in the Super Bowl. So, theoretically, by what Kyle Shanahan is saying, with Dragon Ball Z logic in mind, that he's getting exponentially stronger every time he suffers a defeat, this is it. This is the year they're winning the Super Bowl. And I know earlier I was pessimistic and talking a bunch of smack, but boy, Brock Purdy is going to go Super Saiyan and win the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan said so. So there you go. Next, they spoke with 49ers GM John Lynch, who said that they've really enjoyed working with this draft class, which is good because, it's building for the future, right? And I mean, obviously, they're going to be saying good stuff. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, these new guys that we just drafted are trash. So you got to take some of what they're saying with a grain of salt. Next, Jed York mentioned that they have guys who will fight to the end. 49ers owner Jed York said this, which is all well and good, but it's like, again, we were fighting to the end last time, and couldn't get it done. So next, they brought in the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, and I think somebody else. I watched that part. I didn't really find anything noteworthy that they said. And maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. I was also doing other stuff in the background too. So, moving on. Next, they brought out Nick Bosa, Brock Purdy, and George Kittle. Kittle said he's excited to face the Jets. And I didn't even freaking mention this because I kind of forgot about it when I was talking about my record prediction and the 49ers facing the Jets. Dang, Robert Saleh, the Jets head coach, used to be the defensive coordinator for the Niners 2 years ago. Which I knew, but I just kind of forgot about. So yeah, George Kittle said he's excited to see Robert Saleh again on the other side of the field this time. Nick Bosa, he said that he likes Nick Sorensen, the new defensive coordinator that the 49ers have. Bosa said that Sorensen brings the energy, quote, and is similar to Saleh, or he runs his stuff familiar to how Saleh does. So yeah, that'll make the Jets game week 1, even more interesting than I was even anticipating, because I completely forgot that their coach used to be our defensive coordinator. Moving on, Brock Purdy, my guy, said that it was nice to get away and breathe in the offseason, and that he's now hungry for the Super Bowl win, which, is good. You need that hunger. He says he feels like he's gotten better, which is, he's probably right, because last season he was nursing the injury, and so, or last offseason, he was nursing his, or going through his recovery. So he's probably has gotten better. He's also on Brock Purdy. Apparently, he's the only quarterback in NFL history to go to the NFC championship game in both of his first 2 seasons, which I thought that was cool. Let's make it 3 for 3, right? Hey. Brock also said that they've got the guys to get it done this year, and that they'll be ready to win. Which again, we're ready to fucking win last year. Anyway, George Kittle said that he's hungry after last year and he's ready to play football. Nick Bosa said simply, it's time to get it done. And I think Niners fans everywhere would agree that it's time to get it done and win that 6th Lombardi trophy. So let's just get it done, please. Like the late great Eazy-E said, easier said than done. But like, this is it. Last year should have been it, but if damn wasn't, so this has to be it, right? Thank you for watching. Like the video, please, and consider subscribing.